Hey, Mr. Dykes here. I am making a video to show you how to make a sale for your boat. Probably, I just handed you a boat. Hopefully, your boat looks cool. Hopefully, it's going to do well. Your boat will do nothing without a sail. Got to have a sail on your boat. Got some examples here of boats with sails. What you'll notice is that these boats have different sails on them. Which is the right sail for your boat? I don't know. You have to experiment and figure that out. I'm going to teach you how to make a template, which will make sure that every sail you make, hopefully, if you follow directions correctly, will fit your boat. That's really the main thing. We need to make sure that our boats, with the sticks and the holes for your sail always line up. And that is the trick I'm going to show you now. The actual shape, the size of your sail will be up to you. You're going to make a template with me now, hopefully. You're going to kind of follow along in the video. Hit pause when you need to. Do what I do. Hopefully at the end you have a template. And then you can use that template to copy over and over and over to make different sails. And all of them should fit your boat. You can run them in the river, time them, write on the actual piece of paper how fast it went, so you have a record of how fast each sail was. So when we get to the end and I say to you, pick the sail you're gonna use, you can go through all your sail designs that you tested, look at them all, look at the actual results of how fast they went, pick the one that was the fastest, and use that one. Here we go. All right, step one for making your sail is you have in your box a stick. And you also have in your box a ruler. You need to cut this in half. We're lucky, it is exactly 12 inches long, half of 12, 6. So we're gonna mark this with the pencil we found in our bin at the exact 6-inch mark. Just putting a little bit of a pencil mark on there. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Once I have that done, I'm gonna go find the bin with the hole punchers and the cutters. I'm gonna put that cutter right on that little mark I made. I'm gonna snap it off. If I did a good job, they're both gonna be 6 inches. Exactly the same. Now, your sticks, before you cut them, have 2 ends. These are called factory ends. It is the end that was cut at the factory. The other end that you just cut is the not factory end. And what you're probably gonna notice is that the not factory end, the one you just cut, is a little bit wonky. The factory end, with the really nice machines they have, should be almost perfect. If it was me, and I was doing this, and I am, I'm gonna use the factory ends to actually go inside my boat. So, here's my boat. I see a hole. I have a stick. Factory end is gonna go inside that hole. It is angled, so I'm gonna kind of find that angle, and I'm gonna push it in, nice and deep, and I'm gonna twist. I want this to be not super duper tight because I'm gonna be pushing it in and out over and over. So once I get it in there, nice and deep, pushed, twisted, I do the same thing with the other side, find the factory edge, push it in, twist it. I now have this. This is what you want. When you have this, you're ready to make your template. Step one, I'm gonna find the thick construction paper in my bin. Thick one. This is the one you want for your template. You're gonna use it over and over. It's a little bit thicker, which will make tracing it a little bit easier than the really thin paper you have in there. Here we go. So, step one, I take this. Step two, I take my clipboard, my nice flat edge. I'm actually gonna clip mine in. You don't have to, but I'm going to. All right, let me move my camera here. There we go. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold this. I want the paper to be at the bottom. So right now it's not at the bottom. That is not what I want. I'm gonna move it down so it is touching my boat. And I wanna make sure that the sticks are completely on the paper. I don't want that because then my sail's gonna be messed up. I want it completely on the paper. When I get it there, I'm gonna push, hold it nice and tight. If I had a partner, don't have to have a partner, but if I had a partner might be useful right about now. I'm now going to draw lines on both sides of my sticks, showing me where my sticks go. Once I draw my first line, nice and straight, I am not gonna move it. At this point, I've drawn one line. If I move it, I gotta start all over. I just wanna know exactly where those sticks are. Once I know, I'm in a real good shape. for making my template. All right, I have my lines. Let's see how they look. Not bad. There we go. Okay, I'm now going to use my ruler to draw another line. This is the line where the sticks go. I can't cut on that line because I won't have any paper to hold the paper to the stick. It'll be like the edge touching the stick and the edge won't hold. So I'm going to move my camera here. Hopefully you'll be able to see this if all goes according, not like that, to plan. Sticks in the way of the camera. All right, that's terrible. How's that? Huh? Move. Okay, you can a little bit see. You can a little bit see. Okay, here we go. So here is the line where my stick goes. I'm going to bring my ruler and make it level with that line. And I'm going to come over about 1 centimeter. I can come over more, but I'm going to start off at about 1 centimeter. Just a little bit of space between that line and where I'm going to cut. And those two lines are level. They are the same. I'm going to do the same thing with the same distance on the other side. There's my line. I'm going to draw a line that is level with that line about 1 centimeter out. And now I'm just going to chuck a line straight across the top. And that's what I got. And now take my handy dandy scissors. I'm using adult scissors because I haven't gotten in trouble for playing with them. I use them as a tool. If Mr. Zach sees me use these adult scissors in a non-adult way, he will replace them with little kid scissors, which will not be nearly as nice to cut with. So I'm going to remember to use these scissors correctly the whole time. I'm now going to cut on my outer lines, not my inner lines, my outer lines. I'm going to cut right on that line and cut this out on the top straight across. Hopefully you can see this a little bit. And there we go. Bam. There it is. Now, I need a hole punch where my sticks are going to go through. These two lines represent where the stick is. I want my hole to be smack dab in the middle of those two lines where the stick goes. Down on the bottom, I am not going to poke a hole really close to the bottom. If it's too close to the bottom, then there's nothing underneath to hold the paper to the stick. You need a little bit of paper there. So I'm going to come up, position it right smack dab, the little puncher piece, right smack dab in the middle of that hole, up about 1 centimeter. That's what I'm looking for. Smack dab in the middle, a little bit up. I'm going to do it the exact same distance up on the other side, smack dab. Not bad. Up here on the top, I'm going to do the same thing. Smack dab in the middle of where those two lines are. I'm going to put a hole. Come straight across as best as I can figure out. And poke another hole. I now have all my holes poked. Time to put my sticks in. Here's my sticks. Factory edge going down on the bottom. All right, here we go. Here's how I do this. From the back. From the back. So I want this to be the back so you don't see the lines and stuff. It looks nice. I push it in the hole from the back. There it is again. In the hole. Keep going. Bend my paper up. Push it through the hole this way. That's the front. That's the back. Do the exact same thing with the other stick. From the back, push it through, lay it down, and then scooch it up and through that hole. Both sticks should be on the same side. This is my sail. And you'll see it fits so nicely because I did a good job of measuring that out. I now find my boat. My boat has sticks in it. Let me pull those out. Here we go. Now, when you first try to put this in, it might look like it is not going to fit, like this one does. It looks like it's not going to fit. So here's the trick. Take your sticks, bend them in. Just kind of stand them up. Speaking of standing up, my phone just fell. Let's try this again. All right, here we go. Boat, sticks. I'm going to kind of push them together and stand them up. You'll see what that does is it takes the bottom pieces and moves them further apart, which is what I want. So I'm going to stand them up, bring them down here, position them in the hole, and then gently, people, gently, this is paper. I'm going to start to twist and push my stick into the hole, both sides, if I did a nice job earlier of pushing that in and getting that wood kind of squished, it will go in nice and easy for me now. And I now have a sail on my boat. However, I am not going to use this sail that I just made. I'm not even going to use it once, because this is my template. It is the thing I can copy over and over and over quickly, because what I just did with the ruler and the clipboard and all that was not quick. Copying this thing over and over, just tracing it out and cutting it, will be quick, which is what I want. So I'm going to take this thing. Once I know it fits, I put it on the boat. I know it fits. I'm going to gently, without tearing or ripping it, I'm going to write on this my group number, my homeroom, and the word temp. Temp stands for template. So I'm just making this up. I'm in Mrs. Ostendorf's homeroom, so I'm going to write Ost. If you're not in Miss Ostendorf's homeroom, please don't write Ost. Write your teacher's homeroom name. I'm then going to put my group number. I'm going to pretend like I'm group number 8. And I'm going to write temp. I now know, whenever I reach in my bin, that I have my template, and this is it. Because I'm going to have other sails in there, and when they're all together, it might be hard to remember which one was your template. It's the one that says temp, because you wrote it on it. Now, how do I use my template to make another sail, and another sail, and another sail? Well, your template is made out of a nice, thick, expensive cardstock, the thicker paper. Your other sails are not going to be made out of that same thick material. They'll be made out of white. I'm using colors because I can. White, just normal paper. That will work just fine for us. All right, how do I turn this template into a new sail? Here's how I do it. I line up the bottom exactly with the bottom of the paper, and this is the part that is so nice. I just trace it. So I'm going to trace it straight up, trying to stay on the paper, doing a nice line there. Same thing across the top and down the sides as best as I can. I'm not moving that template or the whole thing won't work. Now, I've got this and that won't work. I need one more thing on there. Before I pull that up, I'm going to put a dot smack dab in the center of where those holes are, because I need to know where to put my holes. So I put a dot in the center of those holes. There's my dots. I cut it out. Staying on the lines as best as I can. It's cut out. I use my handy dandy hole puncher. I want the hole punch, the thing that actually punches the hole, to be exactly on top of that dot I made. Not left, not right, not up, not down. Exactly on it, then I punch the hole. If it is left, right, up, down, the sail may not work and you will likely be starting over again. So get it right on there. Punch your hole. I'm going to show you again how to do your sticks. Here we go. Stick goes in from the back. Lay it down. Push it up back through this hole. Got it. Do the same on the other side. You'll notice this paper is a little bit flimsier, a little bit weaker. It will rip and tear easier, so you're going to want to be a little bit more careful. Once I get this done, I take my boat. This is the back. This is the front. Putting the front towards the front of my boat. I stand it up, push the holes in, spin it. Oh, being way more gentle than I just showed you. I got lucky there and did not tear it. Push this up through the back, bottom, and getting it in. There we go. And I got my sail. Now, this is an exact copy of my template sail, but you are going to want to make lots of different sails. Sails that are maybe bigger. Sails that are maybe taller. Sails that are maybe bigger and taller. All of these sails I just showed you, by the way, they all work. Here, I'll show you. Just real quick, I'll pop this one out and I'll show you that this sail actually does actually work. So push it through the back, same one with this one, through the back, through the back. Now, once I have a sail made, not my template, my other sails, I'm gonna take it to the river and I'm gonna run it down the river. And I'm gonna pay attention to how it runs. I'm gonna time it and I'm gonna write that time on the actual sail. So here we go. Oop, oop, pop down, push it back in. Twist it in, there we go. Stand it up nice and tall. And look at this, nice big sail. If I have a nice big boat, I might want a nice big sail. If I have a real small itty bitty boat, I might need to use a smaller sail. I will know if I'm on the right track by how fast my boat is going. If I make a big sail and it flips over and dies, and I make another big sail and it flips over and dies, I might want to try a small sail. Hopefully this all makes sense. I'm going to show you really quickly how to make a different size sail, and then I'm going to be done. Here we go. So I have my template, and I'm not going to just exactly copy my template. I'm going to use the template to make bigger ones, taller ones, wider ones, even smaller ones. I can make all those using my template. Step one, I get a piece of paper. Let me get a piece of paper. Got it. Step two, I take my template. I put it on top of my brand new paper. I line up on the bottom. I trace this line on the outside. Don't have to use it, I just want to know where it is. I trace this line on the other side. Don't have to use it, just want to know where it is. Now the most important thing, where are those holes? Smack dab in the center of this hole, smack dab in the center of this hole, smack dab in the center of this hole, and this hole. I've got all my holes marked. I can now cut this basically however I want. But what I need to know are where are those holes so that they are the correct distance and the correct angle. That is the big deal here, the correct angle apart. So I'm just gonna trace out here what I want to do. I'm gonna do, let's do a weird one. Here we go. I'm gonna go from here and I'm gonna go up, over, I'm gonna make a heart. I'm gonna come down, come over, go back up, over, and down. Hey, bunny ears. I then cut it out. All right, I said bunny ears. I like heart better. I'm just gonna cut out the actual heart. And here we go, just coming around. Now, the important part here is, there's my heart. Oh. I'm gonna find those holes. I'm gonna poke holes exactly on those little dots that I made. That's why I made, I missed. Right there, right there, right there, and right there, all four. I now take my sticks. I push them in the back, up through the bottom, looks like that. Same on the other side. I then take my boat and I make sure the sticks are in the back. Make sure that those stay in the holes. This one popped out, not a big deal. Pop it back in, stand it up, push them together, get them in the hole, wiggle them down nice and gentle, spin them, and I now have a different size sail. I can make it bigger, smaller, left, right, whatever I want. I will show you this trick if you want to make it smaller, a smaller sail. I'm gonna show you how you do that one, because that can be just a little bit different. Here we go, I'm gonna use this cut up paper to do it with. I take my template, I trace the outside line. I trace the outside line. By the way, when I say smaller, I don't mean thinner. You can't go thinner, because those holes have to be there for their sticks. Sticks can't change. When I say smaller, I mean not as tall. Here we go. So I've got that. All right, I'm gonna mark my dots. Dot 1 on top, dot 2 on top, 3 on bottom, 4 on bottom. I've now got this. I'm now, here's the trick, going to draw a line. If I'm making a smaller sail, I need to do this. I'm gonna draw a line between those holes, those dots. Now, why am I doing that? Because I need to know where that hole will go when it's smaller. Okay, I now cut it out. I'm gonna cut on the line of my template. Good, cut on the line of my template. And I've got this thing. Now, I'm gonna make it shorter. Ooh. Now you know why the line's there. I have my dots on the bottom for where my holes go on the bottom, but I don't have dots on the top because I cut them off. That line will show me where my hole needs to go so that it lines up with my stick. If I didn't have that line, I had forgotten to draw that line, wouldn't know where to put my holes. And now this sail will fit my boat. I hope this video has been useful. If you have questions, let Mr. Dykes know. He can answer questions. He will not do it for you. I wish you the best of luck. Do not forget, after you have your template made, don't use it. Use it to make more sails. Because when you're testing, these paper sails are gonna get wet. And when they get wet, the paper will rip and they will tear. And you don't wanna have to make another template. If you have to, you have to. I'll also remind you, when you come back to your seat with your boat after you ran it, your boat's gonna be wet. Try to dry it off. You don't want your template and all your papers and all your other sails getting wet, because when they get wet, they get all wrinkly, they rip easier. So try to keep your desk area clean from water when you're going back and forth from the river. Don't forget, write down on the sail when you take it off the time it had. So at the end, you have a collection of paper sails that you know how fast they make your boat go. Right before we race them for real, the one that counts, you can go through those, find the one that is the best, and then transfer that design on a brand new piece of paper and use that one to hopefully do the very best that you can do. I wish you guys good luck. See you soon.